Now today we're going to be talking about the biggest problem with Munchen. Now Munchen is doing very well in the NEL, being undefeated and currently are up 2-1 against the Ubers. Now my biggest problem with Munchen is their style of play up until this point and just how different it has become since the start of the NEL. Now we know that the 5 teams of the NEL all have different masters and each master has their own philosophy enforced into their team. Munchen's philosophy is super rationality. They solely focus on logic and reasoning to win. Noah decides the starters based off of numbers and efficiency. He does not take into account his own personal bias and emotions into consideration. This is a good part of his case until then the first game when he puts in Asagi Yoichi due to fan service, giving him a chance because he is bluelock's hero. I know that Noah says that it's part of the contract, but still this seemed less like a logical reason at the time to put in Asagi whose numbers were lower than any other people on the team. And later on we find out that Munchen's system of hyper-rationality mainly comes from KiiNGKhyy himself. His KiiNGKhyy impact is his almost absolute way of victory, and they all rely on that logic to win because of KiiNGKhy's success rate of scoring. Munchen is based off of rationality, but when bluelock is now introduced to the team, this rationality is thrown out of the window. They all come in stealing the ball from their own teammates and even blocking each other from scoring. It is nothing like the hyper-rationality that we thought this team was about. Noah also just seems to allow this style of play to fan out as he is curious in just what will bluelock bring about in Munchen's rational system. He acknowledges that the team has 2 different philosophies, and the first is the style of efficient football with KiiNGKhyy as the finisher, and the second is bluelock's style of causing chemical reactions. He keeps the style of play going because of the evolution that could come about for the team. Now Munchen in both games against Barca and Munchen were complete chaos. It was a constant battle of teammates and opponents as Munchen is the only team in the NEL that it seems cannot get along to work together. This team is divided in half as the 2 kings continue to battle it out for the number 1 spot on the team. The biggest change for Munchen throughout the series is the change in both Asagi and KiiNGKhyy. At first KiiNGKhyy played as a rational scorer with a logical and rational playstyle, and Asagi played more as a dynamic, egotistical maniac, but now it feels like they have switched roles. Now Asagi is playing more than ever with logic and finding the best success, whereas KiiNGKhyy is now taking the initiative to score without the help of anyone. It's like KiiNGKhyy went to bluelock and Asagi was training under Noah. This showcased easily when Noah teamed up with Asagi for playing the most logically. This team has continued to still win every game so far in the NEL because of the talent on this team. They have a very aggressive offensive style that is very hard to counter, and the only thing stopping this team is themselves. They are constantly stopping each other from helping another score, which in turn causes issues, but yet they still overcome and score goals anyway. We have seen some training panels from the 4 NEL teams so far, and Munchen's training seems very individual-like and not team-based. I have not seen anyone really practice as a unit and instead just focus on the individual skills, whereas a team like Ubers have tactics and strategies to win. Munchen's game style is very chaotic and fluid, always changing in each moment. They're not really a stable team, and it's honestly surprising that they have been able to win every game so far. First I thought Munchen would have a difficult time dealing with Uber's defensive unit, but it seems they are still just toying with them as well for now. KiiNGKhyy and Asagi have been able to overtake the game with their goals, and it will be hard to tell if they can score another goal to win this game. Right now in the current chapter 222, Ubers have switched to a highly aggressive offensive unit with Snuffy in the game. This is a huge weakness for Munchen because they lack defense severely. It is always Asagi and KiiNGKhyy now stopping the main attacks because they can see the most dangerous spot, but Raichi was brought into the game for his defensive skills and we have not seen a thing. I don't know if Munchen will be able to keep up and win this game now that Snuffy has joined. It looks like he already has a plan in place to destroy the unit of Asagi and KiiNGKhyy. Ubers is the exact opposite of Munchen. They are fluid but a completely disciplined and organized team. They are the ultimate counter for Munchen, who is disorganized and chaotic. I still see Ubers winning this match unless someone like KiiNGKhyy can come in and take Munchen's playstyle to another level. I think someone like KiiNGKhyy could easily make Munchen a more balanced team and not divided. Ubers are now on a completely different style of play, causing Munchen to adapt again. We have seen Munchen come out alive by a threat in these games, but this is the first high-level chess match we have seen. I don't think Munchen's chaotic style will be able to frustrate or overwhelm Ubers like it did with the other teams. Snuffy even talks about it in the newest chapter about how Munchen's tactics are not beautiful. He is going on about designing your own goals and to be level-headed. He is currently controlling the game with ease, and we see that he also has metavision, which is no surprise. For Munchen to win now, they have to be able to find a way to defeat a world-class brain like Snuffy, and Asagi does not have the answer currently. He's not sure just what he can do to be able to defeat a smart opponent like this. Now Munchen's style of play could also be a big factor as well in terms of bluelock. The purpose of bluelock was to find a striker who can win by scoring goals at the expense of their teammates, and Munchen is a team that perfectly captures that right now. I think Noah is even letting this playstyle happen because he is curious himself if Ego style of play could work in a system like Munchen. Maybe Noah is ever curious as to how Ego is able to cultivate the players of bluelock into these egotistical maniacs. It's crazy how the most dysfunctional team right now is a team that's currently winning. This goes to show how different bluelock is compared to the rest of the world. I wonder if Hiyori will be able to make a difference if added into this game. We can see the burning passion coming from Hiyori now, something we have never seen at all since Hiyori was introduced. Hiyori's skills are exceptional, and right now he is showcasing himself as one of the smartest bluelock players. I think someone like him will be valuable to help defeating a smart team like Ubers. You need someone who is cool and calm and can be an anchor for the front lines. I think Hiyori's technique of stillness will help calm much of Munchen's chaotic nature and put them in a better spot. Hiyori has been shown a lot, and he's ultimately due to get into this game shortly after the Masters depart from the time limit. Hiyori is someone who can line everything up and create a perfect pass. This is something Munchen lacked a lot. Ness was supposed to be the beating heart for this team, but he has now lost all purpose on this team, and he is losing his mind. Even in the latest chapter, he cannot stop Nico, and Nico even asks him if he is seeing the game correctly. This is letting you know that he has lost his will to play. I think Kaiser spending more time focusing on Asagi has also gone to Ness even more, as Kaiser has no more likeness to Ness at all currently. The question stands though, if Ness and Noah were to be subbed out, then who else would sub in for both of them? Hiyori is a no-brainer, but who else would it be? Maybe Igarashi or Kiora? Who knows, maybe Noah allows Ness to stay into the game for the rest of the play and change the lineup going forward in the future. The game is coming down to the wire and everyone is getting tired, so this is a good time for someone like Raichi to make a stand. We've not seen him at all, and he disappears on defense even though he is supposed to become the defensive anchor for the team. I hope he can come through and do well in this game as he proclaims himself to be the dual king. We need to see more out of him